the Roland VM series digital mixer line, a new concept. Roland also proudly introduces the VM-3100 and VM-3100 Pro V-mixing stations, very affordable standalone 8-bus digital mixers. Designed for smaller project studios, the VM-3100 mixers have all the effects you'll ever need for mixing and mastering, including Cosm guitar effects and microphone modeling, MIDI control, memory, 24-bit A to Ds, and no analog signal degradation. The 12-channel VM-3100 comes complete with one stereo digital effects processor, 2 additional compressors, and 8 buses for flexible multi-purpose digital mixing. The VM-3100 Pro has up to 20 channels of 24-bit digital mixing, 2 stereo effects processors, Cosm speaker modeling, and it can be easily expanded to connect to ADATs and Tascam recorders. All at a great price.
Well, here we are with Tom. Tom, it looks like the digital revolution is in full swing at the Roland booth. What's going on?
Absolutely. In today's world, digital revolution has taken over recording and production. Of course, as you know, Roland is at the forefront of that. We've sold over 100,000 VS recorders in the last 3 years, and it's really changed the way people work. It's given them a lot of credible tools to work with. On the digital side, though, most mixing today is still done in the analog domain. And that's something that at this show, Roland is ready to change.
Well, let me ask you the big question then, digital analog. What's the benefits of digital over analog and mixing?
Well, the benefits in the recording world are well established now. People know how important it is to have virtual tracks to work with and so on. In the mixer world, there are a lot of benefits. Number one is just sound quality. All our mixers at the show have 24-bit A to Ds, which gives you 144 dB dynamic range, which is really pretty phenomenal. And not only that, but once the signal is in the mixer, it stays digital. No more hiss added, no more added noise. In an analog mixer, every chain that you go down, the EQ, the busing, you lose gain, you lose quality, and so on and so forth. So the quality is a big issue. Also, the fact that you can be working on a mix and store all your settings instantly. Work on something else, come back to the other mix. It's midnight, you wake up and you go, I have a great idea for this project, but you don't want to tear down what you're working on. One button, you store it. Later you can come back and leave just the way you left it off and continue working.
So it really is a breakthrough. It's the way things are going to be going.
It's huge. The effects on board is a big deal also, because instead of having to bus outside to effects, which again, you got cabling losses and noises and stuff, you can have these effects right inside, and they're recallable. You don't have to worry about, was I using reverb and who stole my reverb or whatever, it's all right inside, and it's a big advantage.
That sounds like a big product. Is it, who's going to be able to afford it? What's the application
Well,
here,
that's a great question, actually, because one of the reasons all the mixing is being done in the analog world today is because of the price point. And at this show, we are for the first time breaking the $1,000 price point with digital mixing, which is fantastic. People can now buy a 3100 for under $1,000 retail, and it has effects built in. It has 32 scenes. It has MIDI faders, so your faders can do double duty. You can actually control a computer system or some other system as well, and all of that for less than $1,000.
Amazing. Listen, heard a lot about Cosm technology and speaker modeling. Where do we go with this?
Good question. The Cosm modeling, again, is a big benefit from being in the digital domain. Once you're in there, you can do all these really cool things with your audio. We've pioneered that with our VS recorders on the audio side. We have our microphone modeling, which has been a big hit. It means you can take an inexpensive mic and model the frequency responses of some very expensive vintage mics. And that's built into the 3100 and the 3100 Pro. So that's a big advantage, especially for a lower end user, lower cost price point. A guy doesn't have to buy the expensive mic. The speaker modeling is another huge benefit, and that's available in our 3100 Pro. With this technology, someone can use our DS90 digital monitors, the powered digital monitors, and actually check their mix out the way it would sound on a TV speaker or a boombox or a radio. It's amazing. And
so you have both microphone and speaker modeling on the
in the Pro, yes.
Let me ask you this: are there any other features we should know that occur in the Pro?
Yeah, actually, both systems. Just to back up on the 3100 for a second, that has 12 inputs, all 24-bit A to Ds, as I mentioned before, and it's an 8-bus system. So 8-bus systems now are way, way, way over the $1,000 price point, even in the analog domain. So it's a big breakthrough on that front.
And that's for less than $1,000.
Yes, that's for $995 retail. The 3100 Pro, in addition to having those 12 inputs and 8 buses, also has an option to upgrade to our DIF-AT, which gives you 8 tracks of MDM digital audio in and out. So you can use like a light pipe interface or TDIF, Tascam type interface as well. So it's pretty cool. And you can mix all those tracks along with your analog tracks at the same time. These mixers are going to be really exciting to a lot of people. Home studio, guys who've got like maybe a couple guitars, acoustic guitars, having 2 XLR inputs with phantom power and 2 compressors on board. They can record their guitars, you know, through the mixer using the Cosm guitar, the multis in there. They can plug a guitar straight in with a guitar input and have some incredible guitar sounds. Anyone with a computer card, with a light pipe, you can go right into the 3100 Pro or just a typical digital audio card in a computer. You can come out and mix with faders and use the MIDI faders to control your sequencer audio and so on and so forth.
So we're seeing here is
Big
that the
breakthrough.
new digital mixing, we're talking it being available to the regular Joe under $1,000 price
Exactly.
point. And
Yeah, it's great.
this is not beyond us, huh?
No, and it's power you're going to love.
Very, very cool. Thank you,
Thanks.
Tom.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thinking ahead, thinking